As we come out of lockdown, sadly the virus is still going to be with us and not everybody has been vaccinated. So wherever you're heading, here are 3 things you can look out for. How much fresh air is there in the place you're going? How crowded is it? And how long are you going to spend there? If you're outside, all the research points to the risks being really low, because if anyone's infected, any virus they breathe out is going to be quickly dispersed in the fresh air. But a few studies suggest that it is possible to become infected if you're really close to someone, face to face, for a long period of time. So what about all the different marquees and shelters that restaurants and pubs have been putting up? Now in this one, the roof should do a good job of keeping the rain off you if you're sitting here. But if you go somewhere that also has plastic walls closing off the sides, things could get pretty stuffy inside, in which case the virus might accumulate, and that's something that scientists are pretty worried about.
Are they spacing people apart effectively? Are they considering the ventilation? Have they got doors and windows open? Or is it obvious that there's some other form of ventilation in there? Just because it's an unheated box outdoors, it doesn't mean that it's actually a nice environment and a well-ventilated environment.
Researchers are very clear that the vast majority of infections take place inside. That's partly because social distancing is so much harder, maybe also partly because there's less fresh air. So if you're spending, let's say, the whole afternoon somewhere that doesn't have much fresh air and where a lot of people are pretty close to you and very few of them are going to be wearing masks because they're eating or drinking, well, in that kind of situation the risks really do go up. And that could be the same anywhere you might go. Now this shop has its front door wide open and it isn't crowded. But if you turn up somewhere that doesn't have much ventilation and it's crammed with people, take care about browsing there for ages. And it's something to think about on public transport, where scientists have confirmed that infections can happen. So to avoid scenes like this, wearing masks is going to be important, and if you can, try to avoid times that are going to be busy. So when you head out, the advice is to make sure that your hands are clean, that you give people space, that you cover your face, and make sure there's plenty of fresh air.